You're tuned into Kana's Corner, and it's President's Day. No, I didn't bring back a dead president, but I have something even better for my interview today. I have Michelle Ruff with me. Would you like to say hi to everybody out there?
Hey, everybody out there in Radio Land.
Now, I know it hasn't been officially announced, but it seems like an obvious shoe, and congratulations. We just heard Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya Season 2 was licensed.
Yes, it was. So I'm excited about that. I actually knew about that a few months ago, but we have not started production yet.
Yeah, I know you can't talk about it, but the good thing is, more work for you.
Yay! Work is good.
And now that's quite a phenomenal show. Did your fans ever force you to do the dance or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, oh gosh, where was I? I think we were in Toronto. It was me, Stephanie Shea, Wendy Lee, and Johnny Youngbosch, and we were on stage doing this dance. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure I embarrassed myself. But they were doing like a contest with the dance, and they made us get on stage, and I just totally blew it.
But at least now it's a bit of history for all your fans to look at. A
bit of embarrassing history. Although I can't count how many times I've probably embarrassed myself at conventions. I don't even know.
Oh, but there's so much fun, and your fans are so accepting of it, I'm sure.
They are, absolutely. That's the one thing I love about the anime fans, is that everybody's just totally, hey, whatever, you're cool, we're cool, let's just have a good time.
Exactly. And with Yuki, though, she's sort of I would like to say, pretty emotionless character. Did you find that more troubling than, say, Hayaz and crying and things like that?
Yeah, actually, Yuki was kind of a difficult character just because she was so flat, and vocally I just have a tendency to have a lot of color in my voice, so I really had to concentrate on the character and making sure that I just really stayed in that zone, There was a real specific placement vocally and just emotionally. It was just like, boom, like a brick.
And I would think that that's such a contrast to, say, your other character, Rukia from Bleach, who's strong, but at least has, more emotion to her.
Yeah. Rukia is one of my favorites. I connect with her on a lot of different levels, as far as just like her personage and her character and everything. She's an easy play for me.
And you actually get that call like all the time. Oh, we've got another video game for you to do, or another movie.
Yeah, it's kind of slowed down. We got through 3 seasons, and we did a couple of the video games, and we were waiting to hear about whether we were being picked up or not. And I think we have. I'm crossing my fingers. I haven't gotten the actual yay or nay yet. So all of you fans out there that are Bleach fans, send your notes in to Cartoon Network so that they'll keep airing us. That's the big thing. Cartoon Network needs to know that there's people out there that really love the show,
I think that a good deal of our audience is actually doing that right now, because the chat just sort of exploded.
What's exploded?
We have a chat, and they're pretty much exploded on that one.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, everybody, for the support of the show, and hopefully we'll get to keep going.
I know I will be sending my email. What's sad is I don't have cable, so I can't watch it on TV.
Oh.
I have to buy the DVDs, which is fine with me.
That's good, too.
And now, did you ever think that when you tried out initially for Rukia that you would get that specific character, or did you try out for several characters?
No, they brought me in specifically for... Oh, wait, no. I auditioned for her, and I auditioned for Stephanie's role. And I think that was it, just the 2 girls. But I didn't know when we went in, it was like so top secret. They didn't tell us anything about the show. We didn't know the name of the show. We didn't know the premise of the show. I didn't hear any vocal reference for Rukia. Like I didn't know what the Japanese actress sounded like. The company just wanted, they wanted a, good actress, and I guess they picked me because I did sound like her initially, like vocally. The actress that plays Rukia, I do a lot of the stuff that she does in English because I just think vocally we sound similar. So at first I was like, I had no clue what the show was.
That's pretty amazing. I don't know many companies that go all out like that to keep it a secret.
Yeah, it was like super top secret. It was kind of weird, but I'm glad I booked it. Once I actually booked it, and I was told the name of the show, and I went online and started researching it, I was like, wow, this is a really big deal. This is a great show, and I was really excited about it.
Well, that kind of makes it all the worthwhile for you. It's like, I got this part in this mystery show. Oh, what is it? Oh,
yeah, what's
wow.
the show? What's the show?
And I'm sure you get a lot of, fan praise at conventions and whatnot for being on this, popular franchise.
Well, it seems to be a fan favorite, that's for sure, no matter where I go, anywhere in the world. I was in New Zealand, not last year, but the year before, and it's just as big over there, so it's interesting. It's really, I think it touches people on many different levels, just the storylines, and it's just got a lot of different elements that I think people can really relate to.
I can see that. And then there's also all the, fighting and the...
Exactly. The fun ninja stuff. And the whole, I think it's interesting, like the whole juxtaposition of the show with like good and evil, and, Weko Mundo is kind of like, it's almost like God and the devil in a way, or like Hollows being demons, or, there's just a lot of similarities to the things that we know, and then the things that are based in mythology. I just think it's a really neat meld of everything, and a lot of the philosophies behind the fighting, and a lot of the philosophy of Rukia. I don't know. I just think it's really interesting.
Well, that's a really interesting, way to take on the series, and that probably makes it easier to sort of relate to the story and the character in a way, since you kind of grow up with mythology as something in school.
Yeah, like the whole mythology and, the Bible and all of the things that we read growing up. And, everybody comes from different backgrounds, religious backgrounds and cultural. And I don't know, I just think it just ties everything together in a cool way.
Well, that's really awesome. And we're going to take a very short break. But when we come back, we'll be talking about even more awesome stuff. And you better stay tuned to 91.8 The Fan. 91.8thefan.com. Have you logged on today?
Who, me? No. No?
iStock's daily news show, video reviews, articles, forums, and an anime directory. Don't get left behind. Log in today. Only on
918thefan.com?
918thefan.com.
All right, 918thefan.com.
We're back to the best show on the interwebs, our 918 The Fan, if you want to be picky. And I have a very special guest with me. If you haven't been listening, shame on you. Michelle Ruff is with me right now.
Woohoo! I am here.
And I needed to ask something because I know I'll be mauled if I didn't. But you recently voiced Carl Clover from Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger.
Yes, I did.
You seem to have some funny story about that one.
That was just a weird little character, Carl. He was just, it was funny that I booked it because I love to play boys because I just do. It's just different for me to be able to do that. So, yeah, that was, it was a big project because I know it was a big video game where there were a lot of days in studio on that one.
And hopefully you'll get to be in the next one, too, because they've already said that they're releasing it on console in Japan, so I'm sure it's going to follow here to the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, are fighting games more fun than anime, would you say, because of the all the grunts and the hayas and the death screams?
They're harder, you know. A lot of times, like I play Etna from Disgaea, and whenever
Sorry.
whenever we do her, I mean, she's a fun character for me, but she's very, very physically and vocally trying. You know, it's like I can do a half-hour spurt and then I need to take a couple of minutes, you know, just to gather myself. You know, I'm like, okay, I need a break. I need some water. I just need to breathe, and then we can go back to it. But mixing her and in a fight element is even harder.
And now she has a ton of screaming lines. I think that's basically my biggest memory of Edna right there.
She's all over the place. She's a little kooky dookie. Up, down, up, down. But yeah, there are a lot of screams. She's always screaming at the printies.
Yeah, I went to, this is totally an almost unrelated story, but when we were at Anime Expo 2009, NIS America, the publishers for the game were there, and they had a big gigantic printy guy in a printy suit. It was the most hilarious thing I had ever seen. It's like, but they didn't have an Edna, and I was like, no.
Like, where's Edna? Yeah, I usually am in Europe every year when Anime Expo is on, so I've missed it the last few years. But I won the best voice actress for Rukia in Memories of Nobody.
Oh, congratulations!
Last year for the Japanese Anime Awards. I don't know if anybody voted for me on that, but thank you if you did.
That is so cool. I actually had no idea about that. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what it is?
It's the Society for the Preservation of Japanese Anime, and they do, I don't know exactly what they do. I guess they help to preserve, you know, the culture of Japanese anime, but they do awards thing every year, and they have like different categories, you know, best director, best casting, best female VA, best male VA, best supporting, you know, that kind of stuff. So I was in two different categories, or I was against myself. I was voted for Rukia and for Yoko and Gurren Lagann.
Very nice. And you beat yourself out.
Myself out. But I was thinking, you know, this could go wrong because people are like, oh, well, she's in two different categories. I don't need to vote for her. I'll vote for someone else, you know? But it ended up that I ended up winning for Rukia. So
I'm sure there was quite a toss-up between Rukia and Yoko.
I don't know. I would love to do more Yoko. I wish they would bring that back, but I don't think that's happening.
Well, in my opinion, they're pretty two different characters. I mean, one's a bit more fan servicey than the other.
I think.
So I would think that they'd like appeal to two different audiences a little bit.
Yeah. I was in Utah recently at a convention last October, and there was a girl that was dressed like her, and she looked so fabulous. I was like, can I please take a picture with you?
Aw, she must have been so happy about that one.
It's like, oh my gosh, you look so great. Like, she had the wig and the whole deal. Like, she made that big gun. It was
wow.
taller than her, and she was already like 5'9". And then she had this huge gun that was like, you know, a half a foot taller than her. It was crazy.
That's pretty amazing. Have you ever thought of cosplaying at one of your local conventions?
No!
Oh, why not?
No, I don't know. I guess I'm not into it. I like to look at everybody else and see what they're doing, but I just, you know, the conventions for me are already like so much work running around and interviewing and autographs and panels, and trying to like put the energy into getting a costume together is, I don't think I could do it. Like if I were going like a masquerade ball or something, or just going to a party where you had to dress up, I could do it. It'd be fun, but not to the conventions.
I can see your opinion there. When we go to conventions, I'm usually the person that appears on camera, you know, interviewing people, but I have to be dressed up in my cosplay outfits too.
Oh, do you really? Well, it's a lot of work. Doesn't that get exhausting?
I've had some like painful wig memories that I can think of off the top of my head.
Painful wig memories. That's awesome.
But I'm used to wearing high heels, so that's not so much of a big problem. It's just being at any convention for several hours is exhausting. The costume's kind of like an added weight on your shoulders.
I mean, if you're just going as as a fan, I'm sure it's a blast. And I love seeing everybody dressed up. That's the part of the fun.
Now, do you have any conventions coming up soon?
I'm going to be in Calgary in May. That's it for now. I've been asked to a lot of conventions and I wish that I could go, but it's hard to get away. It breaks up the work cycle here. And a lot of the conventions were invites like for June, July, and I go to Europe every year, so I'll be gone for a part of the summer. But I'll be in Calgary if anybody wants to come up to Calgary.
Well, I'm sure somebody out there, out of our listeners, will definitely be stalking you.
Yay!
And now, in terms of stalking, do you have a Twitter or a Facebook you'd like to tell everybody about?
I don't. I'm on MySpace, but I haven't checked my MySpace in a long time. I'm so bad about that, and I'm so sorry for the fans that it's not that I don't care. It's like such a energy thing for me, like to be able to sit down and go through, emails and answer everybody's, reply to everybody. I guess I'm just not very good at that. But I am on MySpace, and I do have a website. It's www.voiceofmichelleruff.com.
Well, we will make sure to at least link that one.
Yeah, there's that one, and then I have a MySpace page, and I promise I'll go on there and look and see if anybody sent me any messages, and I'll respond.
Well, we can understand if you're busy. I think all of your fans would much prefer you voicing the characters they love instead of, I can't figure out this website stuff.
I mean, I know Twitter's really cool, and I see people using it, but I feel like it kind of takes me out of the moment instead of being in the moment. It's like I'm twittering about the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand. I'm the resident Twitter girl here. So
are you?
Yes, I'm the one who updates the Twitter on for 918 the fan. I can't update the Facebook though. Facebook confuses me.
Yeah, I know. How much time? Like, do you update your Twitter a lot?
My personal Twitter never gets updated. The 91.8 the fan Twitter gets updated all the time.
Well, there you go. See? It's just like, oh my gosh, you're constantly on your phone or your computer. It just drives me nuts. I don't know.
I couldn't go anywhere without my phone. It's my access to my email and everything else.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess I'm old school. What did we do before we had cell phones?
You checked the mailbox?
Yeah, I waited till people called you at home, right?
Right.
Oh, the good old days.
Well, it seems that my time is running somewhat short with you, and that makes me sad, but I wanted to know if there's anything else that you want to promote.
Just for as far as the Bleach thing goes, I would just say, like, once again, if there's fans out there that are wanting to see more of it and for it to continue on Adult Swim, to just let the network know, send a note to Cartoon Network and let them know that you love the show, because I don't know, I just think the business out here is so volatile, and unfortunately it has to do a lot with viewership, and that ties into money. And if they don't think that a show is still as popular as it was, they're going to yank it. So they just need to know that there's still people out there that really love it and are watching it.
Well, we will definitely post the email to Cartoon Network or their contact page up when we archive the interview.
Awesome.
And before I let you go, I was wondering if you'd participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Sure.
And every person that we have on, whether they're a voice actor or not, we ask if they could do a bump for us.
Sure.
All right, awesome. And you can do it in a character voice or you can do it in your own voice, doesn't matter. But we were wondering if you could say, hello, my name is, I do this, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan. And I can write it down for you if you need me to.
So, hello, I'm me.
Yes.
And I play Rukia Kuchiki on Bleach. And you're tuned in?
To 91.8 The Fan.
Okay, cool. Are we still on air?
Yep, we do it live on air for the goof ups.
Put me on the spot.
We try.
91.8 The Fan?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I am. Okay. Hello, I'm Michelle Ruff, and I play Rukia on Bleach, and you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect.
I did it the first time.
See, that wasn't so hard. And you didn't need to do any retakes whatsoever. Go you.
Go me. Go me.
And was there anything else you'd like to say to all the listeners out there?
I love you. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you on the anime side.
Awesome stuff, and thank you for joining the show with me today.
Thank you.
And we're going straight back to the music. Here's Ayami Hamazaki and her song Energize, only on 91.8 The Fan.